What is a technology platform? You're trying to funnel money from point A to point B, and hopefully when it gets to B, it grows.
So it's actually not a technology platform. It's a global startup platform that's got an academy for entrepreneurs, a coaching program to help entrepreneurs build their businesses, a network of all the stakeholders globally that are helping lean in to help these entrepreneurs build their businesses, and then a very vibrant and robust community of entrepreneurs. We call them healthcare transformers. And it's actually these three parts working together, an academy, a network, and a community that are really working to transform healthcare.
How do companies that are seeking funding or seeking advice get onto this network?
Well, they apply. So we've had over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, we've had over 2,000 companies apply to be in Startup Health. We've accepted 71 of those companies. 3 of the companies have already been acquired. But most importantly, it's the kinds of companies and from where all the different locations that they come from that's most interesting to us.
Give us an idea of the companies, maybe just use those as examples, the ones that were acquired.
So one was acquired by Intel, a company called Basis, which is actually a wrist-worn watch that has a whole bunch of different accelerometers and devices and sensors to actually detect when you're getting sick.
So wearables. Anything that's wearable,
absolutely.
You want to hear from people.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a number of wearables companies from Israel and other parts of the country that we're very excited about. A company called Avata was acquired by WebMD. It's in the patient engagement space. Huge area where all of a sudden now patients are taking obviously control of their health, but a way for doctors and patients to communicate in between visits. And then the third one, really fascinating, out of Houston, a company called Arpeggi was acquired by a company called Gene by Gene in the consumer genomics space.
So anything that limits what kind of healthcare entrepreneur can apply?
No, just really not doing anything in the therapeutics or medicine side, so really not any pharma, but everything that touches data. So from anything that scales and has technology, but the undercurrent across everything is there's a data piece. So today, all devices in the medical world are looking at how they can collect data, put it up to the cloud, and bring it back down and analyze it and give doctors and patients and caregivers a lot of information from that data that lets them live healthier lives.
And one of the things that helps you scale is your roster of investors and people that are helping you run this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we've been very, very privileged. We have a great group of really well-known entrepreneurs who understand the power of the network effect, which is really our thesis for building Startup Health. Everybody from Steve Case to Jerry Levin, Mark Cuban, Brad Feld, really the entrepreneurs who've built other industries and are now putting their sights and efforts on the healthcare industry.
Seems like there might be a bit of an irony with Steve Case having sold AOL to Jerry Levin of Time Warner. That deal obviously not precluding them from getting together on this.
Obviously, the healthcare space is at a unique moment in time. You've got healthcare reform, you've got the aging population, accelerated cost, you've got mobile devices and sensors and iPads and iPhones emerging in the marketplace, and finally, it's the golden age of entrepreneurship. So you've got these 4 unique conditions converging at the same time, and whether you've seen it occur in the 80s or 90s or in the 2000s, we're living in the beginning of an epic decade of the transformation of an industry, and I think all these well-known people, as well as folks like GE and AARP and Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and Cleveland Clinic that are our partners, really understand that the entrepreneurs who are imagining or reimagining healthcare are the ones to get behind and back.
Now, Startup Health, if you're bringing together that academy that you described, plus the potential mentors, plus the companies, where do you come in? How do you make money?
So we have the entrepreneurs share an equity stake in their company, anywhere from 2 to 10% with Startup Health. So we're aligned with the entrepreneurs, and we make money when we build the business.
So you invest in the companies?
Yeah, so we actually have an equity stake in each company through the development of this program, which lasts 3 years. So we support the entrepreneurs for the first 3 or 4 years of their business, where fundraising and capitalization, customer development, commercialization, and team building come into play.
So those like 71 companies that you described that you've allowed onto the platform, you've got a stake in all of those?
Correct.
And do you then match them up with individuals or existing companies for joint ventures?
Yeah, so that's where our network comes in. So whether it's a big firm like GE or it's a venture firm like Khosla Ventures or Andreessen Horowitz, our whole approach is to connect them with the individuals at the organizations that they want to partner with and see how we can't matchmake in a way that's going to actually help build value in the company that's getting funded or getting partnered with, as well as the large company. And that's the real important part. The big companies who want to lean in, like GE and AARP and Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and Cleveland Clinic and so many others that want to figure out how to partner with these early stage entrepreneurs.
So does this mean that you would then work with investment bankers at established organizations in order to help them make deals? I mean, this is just a complementary set of offerings?
Yeah, it's really all the stakeholders, the payers, the providers, the pharmaceutical companies, the angel investors, the venture capitalists, the foundations, all the different stakeholders, not just here in the U.S., but globally, that are interested in tapping into this one moment in time where I think it's one of the most exciting times in history to be an entrepreneur, to really lean in and help these organizations at a moment where these large organizations don't necessarily have an innovation agenda, but they know they need to partner with these reimagination, we call them healthcare transformers.